Good morning, class. Right now we're going to go over some basic vocab before we deep dive into triangles and angles. Some things you need to understand before we get going is a line segment. A line segment, as seen right here, is 2 points that have a line in between. The line connects the 2 points. All triangles, as you can see, this triangle, and this one, have line segments for sides. Every side on a triangle is a line segment because they're connecting the points here and here and here and here and there and there. Next, we need to understand what a triangle is. All triangles have 3 sides, 1, 2, 3, and 3 angles, 1, 2, 3. All triangles must have these things to be classified as a triangle. Next thing we need to go over is angles themselves. Angles are, as you can see right here, there's always 3 of them, and they're always connected where the line segments meet at the ends of these triangles here. That's what makes your angle. And lastly, we need to understand what congruent means. Congruent means that the sides are equal. And by equal, we mean that as if I were to take side AB here, this side, and flip it around, flip it upside down, and line it up over AC, you would not see the second line. You would only see one line. That is what congruent means. And it's the same for angles. If you have an angle congruent and stacked on top of another angle, you would only see one angle because they'd be exactly the same. Alright, now let's go into some of these triangles. Okay, the first triangle we're going to go over is an equilateral triangle. An equilateral triangle has 3 sides. All 3 sides are congruent. So all 3 sides are congruent. Now, also in an equilateral triangle, all 3 angles are congruent. This is the characteristics of an equilateral triangle. All sides and angles must be congruent for a triangle to be called equilateral. And in the angles of an equilateral triangle, all the angles are the same measurement as well. And this measurement is 60 degrees. As an equilateral triangle, angles add up to 180 degrees. Each side is 60 degrees because they're all the same. So that means each angle is 60 degrees, and it adds up to 180 degrees. Now we're going to go over isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle's characteristics mainly are the sides and angles as well, but this time it's a little more narrow, as an isosceles triangle only has 2 congruent sides and 2 congruent angles, which are these ones down here. Alright, isosceles triangle is isosceles because they have 2 sides that are congruent, and the 2 sides normally are these ones that I have shown here with the green arrows on them. And then the opposite angles on the bottom here, opposite of the triangle, are also congruent because those sides are congruent. This is what makes an isosceles triangle, and those are those characteristics. Next, we'll talk about a right triangle. A right triangle is set up a little different, as it looks like this. Now, right triangle kind of looks like a staircase. The reason it's called right triangle is because of this angle right here, as this angle is a right angle. The definition of a right angle is a measurement that is 90 degrees. This measurement is 90 degrees as it makes a perfect square in the corner. And if you remember anything about squares or parallelograms, that all the angles in a square are 90 degrees, and this is a right triangle because of this angle here, as it is 90 degrees. Lastly, we're going to go over acute and obtuse triangles. Now, an obtuse triangle looks like so, and an acute triangle looks like so. Now, obtuse triangle is obtuse because of this angle here. This angle here is higher than 90 degrees, which is considered an obtuse angle which would consider this triangle to be an obtuse triangle. This side here is always the longest side of the triangle, no matter what. And now we can go to the acute triangle. And acute triangle is because of this angle here, and that angle is less than 90 degrees. And normally the other two angles are higher than 90, which makes an acute triangle.